Hello, my lovely peoples. It's been a while since I actually vlogged. I put up a challenge thing last week. But, so, here's a vlog update. Yay! Currently on spring vacation, but I still have tons of club activities. Although I'm missing a lot of club activities because it's spring vacation, so my friends invited me to go do stuff. So my club's like, yeah, you can go do stuff. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go do stuff. But, so, let's see, what have I done? Sports day update. My team did not win, but I made a basket. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. I was on the basketball team, obviously. Ski trip. I don't think I vlogged about what happened at the ski trip. You guys saw us on the bus back. I stood on the snowboard because I decided, hey, yeah, because I am the most graceful person in the world and I have amazing balance, I'm gonna go do snowboarding instead of skiing where I stand on 2 feet parallel instead of like one, or I stand on 2 skis instead of 1 ski where my body is like to the side instead of standing forwards. Yeah, because I'm a genius like that. But so, they're like, okay, well, who rides the flipped version? And no one did. Maybe I should have said that I did, because if I did, my leg probably wouldn't have started hurting as much, because we put the front boot on the left leg to stand on our right leg forever, and it hurt really bad. However, I had to stop after, it was 5 minutes in, we were doing this on the first day, and I couldn't do it. Like, it hurt to move, it hurt to put any pressure on my leg. Plus, whenever I like wrap something around it, put pressure on it, it would swell, and those boots are so tight. God, it is crazy. I'm trying to snap, but you guys can't tell. But so I had to watch, and the next day I wasn't allowed to do it, so I had to watch too. But I built a snowman with the other because 2 of the girls that went skiing got injured on the first day skiing, so they didn't go skiing the next day. So we all chilled in the lodge. It's my friend Katya from Germany and my friend Marine from France. But so that was fun, and I got to meet tons of new exchange students, which was really awesome. I actually did not hang out with my district a lot. I hung out more with the other districts, like the one my friend Jordan from America is in. We were in the same district back in America, and when he lives in a completely different area of Japan, so when I found out that his district was coming to ski trip, I was really excited. And so I hung out with the girls in his district, and the girl in the district that they go with, like we go to with Nagano to stuff. Gifu goes with whatever that district's called, because I can't remember the name. So I hung out with them, and one of the girls, legitimately, her name is Robin, right? So, like, we were talking or whatever, and within 5 minutes of talking, she started singing John Cosart's After Ever After, and, like, I started singing it with her, and we looked at each other, and we're like, oh my god, how have we not been friends before? Like, this is crazy. And this other girl, Emmy, actually lives 2 hours away from me. She lives in Ohio also. It is very exciting. So we're gonna hang out after exchange. So, let's see. And then I had school. School ended. I saw RoboCop instead of Frozen because I keep having this thing where I try to go see Frozen with my friend Edward, and every single time it ends up not showing at the time we think it's showing. So we end up seeing some other movie like Wolf of Wall Street or RoboCop. But then school ended and we're on spring break right now, and I'm officially a senior high school student. Yeah, guess what? I'm a senior! Yeah! First senior in America, the 2015 class. Because I'm like a couple months ahead of you guys. Anyways, but so we had like the goodbye ceremony to teachers at school. That was really sad. Like, I was okay when the teachers were on stage crying, like it wasn't getting to me that much. But when because you have like a homeroom teacher and then you have like a substitute homeroom teacher, and that was the one that was leaving, and he was my math teacher too, and he was leaving. And I'm just gonna put this out there. I have the thing with empathy, like I'm very empathetic, so if I see other people crying, I have a tendency to start crying for the same reasons. But so, like, and especially if it's a guy. If a guy is crying, it's all bad. It's like everything just goes down the drain from there. But so, I was like, my teacher had started crying, and I was like, I had tears in my eyes or whatever. And then I look over because I heard like sniffling and like crying. And it's one of my friends who's a guy who was the first one to start crying, and I was like, oh god, it's gonna happen. And like I was not the one that was like crying the most, but I was crying a bit, and everyone was like, "Oh, Miranda, like it's gonna be okay." And I'm like, "No, it's not. I'm sad. I don't like being sad." But I'll talk about my fun weekend I had, because my weekend is freaking awesome. So, instead of going to my brass band thing that I was supposed to go to at the school for 3 days where you spend the night, I went to something with Interact instead, which I am not an Interact student. I'm a Rotary Youth Exchange student. So, it's a bit different. Interact is like a high school club, right? But so, we're sitting there, like, we get on the bus, and it's me and Edo, and then the girls from Hamamatsu, which is Maureen and Susie, right? So, we get there, and I thought it was just going to be, like, our two Interact clubs or whatever. No, there are so many kids there. And then they tell us, well, we've broken everyone up into groups, and then they give us our groups, and none of us are together. So we're like, oh, okay. So I get with my group, and I'm actually group 20 out of 20, so we're the very last group. But so, like, they were actually really nice. Like, I really liked hanging out with them. And they were, like, they found it really funny when I would, like, they found it really funny that I could speak Japanese, because they were like, oh my gosh, like, Gaijin, you don't speak Japanese? Like, yeah, I do. I speak Japanese. And so the first night we ate at like 12, and then we made curry at 2 and ate it, and that was our dinner. And I was like, it's too early for dinner, people. I don't eat this early. It doesn't happen. And we played games, and then we played more games later that night, but they were really difficult games, and I had no clue what to do. But I was one of the ones that figured out like one of the puzzles, and I was very proud of myself because none of the other people could figure it out. They got like 2,000 something, and I got the right answer, and I was like, yeah, I can do math too! But, the next day, we had a volleyball tournament. That was like the whole day. So, there was only 10 teams for volleyball, right? So they combined group 19 and group 20, which are the two, like, we roomed together, right? So, I was on that team, and they're like, who has played volleyball before? And I was like, oh, well, I played in middle school. And they're like, okay. And I was like, yeah. So they put me in the very front, also because I was tall and I could just stand on my flat feet and reach over the net. But so, like, yeah, I, like, hit the ball back over a bunch of times, but probably my favorite time was we were playing, I don't remember who we were playing against, and it was the first time the other team had served. We had already scored, like, 2 points or something, and the girl, like, serves it up, and it's, like, right above the net, and I jump up and just spike it back down on their side of the net. And, like, because I kept doing that, and everyone was like, what is this? Like, why is the big girl able to play sports? And my team ended up actually coming in second place, so we got really cool mufflers, which are scarves. They're scarves. We call them mufflers. And my friend Edo got first place, and they got these cool blankets that you use at school on your desks, even though it's, like, really, really warm. Sorry if I, like, keep looking down at, like, my leg. I got a mosquito bite on my ankle from being out in because it was a camp we went to. Yeah, we went out to a camp. And apparently there are bugs back alive again because it's really hot, but I still have to wear my winter uniform. But yeah, but during the volleyball tournament, there was a guy on my team that wanted to talk with me and my friend Susie in English. So we went over and we were talking to him, and his English is really good. But he just got out of high school, but he said he wasn't going to college yet because he didn't pass the entrance exam for the specific college that he wanted to get into. But we were having a conversation with him in English. Like, he would speak in English, and we would speak in Japanese. So, that was one of the coolest things that I got to do that weekend. And then, sadness. Like, we had to watch, like, again, it was, like, the seniors graduating thing, and that's sad. But then, after that, we got, like, a 15 minutes to half an hour break, and so everyone came up and was like, can we get a picture with you? Can we get a picture with you, please? And these are kids I had not talked to the entire weekend. They're like, the entire day, because it was more like a day than a weekend. They're like, can we please get a picture with you? And I was like, yeah, sure. I love pictures. Let's do this. Even though we had walked to the lunchroom, which is like way up the hill near the dorms and back, in the pouring rain, and I didn't have an umbrella, so I just walked in the rain. Yeah. So I was kind of soaking wet. My hair looked horrible. But anyway, it was still fun. But so, I took tons of pictures. And actually, the guy that we were talking to in English, we took the most pictures with him. Because Susie and I had this great idea that whenever we would saw like a big group of people taking a picture, we would go and photobomb it, or we would get in the picture too. The only thing was that he had the same idea, except for he did jumping in his every single one of them. But so we had those, and we tried doing a jump shot with just the 4 exchange students, and that didn't work out very well. No, that just didn't work this time. Yeah. But so that was really, really fun. I don't have very many pictures because most people took them on their cameras or on their phones, and I don't have a way to contact those people. So people have pictures of me that I want, but I can't get them. It makes me very sad. But so I go to see Frozen tomorrow. I'm so excited. I don't know if I'm seeing it in Japanese or English. I'm going with my friends Yuri and Mari. We were supposed to go with my friend Hina, but she has clubs, so she can't make it. So Hina just said to go without her and go see the movie. But I don't care which language we see it in. I'm so excited. I'm actually going to post a video later this week of where, of Let It Go, because they do translate the songs, and I found something very interesting in the translation of the songs. So I'll probably sing it in English, and then I'm going to sing it in Japanese, and then I'll sing it again in the retranslated version from Japanese to English, and show you guys the differences in it, because it's very interesting in English once it's been retranslated. It's very different. But so I'll be sure you guys get to see that video. Alright, well, I guess that's it for this week. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe, everything down below. Please subscribe. We've been over this before, people. Yeah, so I guess I will talk to you guys next week. Mata ne!